I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discourse of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children be able to sing with new meaning, my country tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghanies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring when we gather. When we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city.
Hey guys, some wise words to start off the stream there from the man himself. Right, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Tis his day, and his words are more important now than ever, I guess, right? Or just as important today as they were back then. Basically just a message, right? To treat everybody equally, to treat them how you would like to be treated. Don't get caught up in the games that politicians and the media and stuff like to play on people, right? To get you all riled up and hate each other. Hey, we're all on this big floating rock together, right? Kind of trippy if you think about it. But, yeah, man. One day maybe we could come together and, not even as like Americans and Europeans or whatever, but just as humans on Earth, right? Maybe one day. But yeah, dude, happy Monday, happy Martin Luther King Day. Welcome to the stream where we do technical analysis on the charts to try and find a mythical edge, right? So yeah, hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you had a good start to the week of this Monday. But you know, with all that being said, let's dive into the charts, shall we? Take a look at Bitcoin here. So, starting off, as always, with the daddy. Alright, got a little bit of a upper trend line going on here, supply line that has been respected back since November 10th. Alright, today, we had the candle close about 16 minutes ago. A big red guy, big red candle. Somewhat of a, what is called a falling three methods, this candle pattern. So when you have a big red candle, it was your bearish engulfing here on January 13th. These candles are kind of weak, right? Following day had a bit of a hammer, two indecisions, and then a subsequent dump from today. But one thing I will say about this, typically with the rising three methods, the falling three methods, the middle candles here will be a little bit beefier. It still will hold true. What it is a drawdown, big red candle here, the three candles in the middle, and then a subsequent drawdown that covers all three of these and closes below the low of this candle, right? So you do have that. What I will say about this one is that you do have a bit of this lower wick stuff going on. So is showing some buyer support. Still not a great candle to have. It's not super bullish by any means, but if this is, you know, going to play out with the falling three methods, whatever the case is, the most likely area you're going to is back to test 40,000. And at this point, that could be very good, because you'll see we're getting close to this sort of a apex of I guess like a descending triangle, which typically is a bearish pattern. What I will say here, if the bottom is in at 40,000, once we get back down here, since you do not have hidden bearish divergence going on anymore, that's usually a good sign, right? The hidden bearish divergence would be the signal for the continuation to the downside. And the hidden bearish divergence would be if we had a higher level of positive momentum than we had back here, and yet made a lower high, right? What we have right now is just confluence going on. We just have lower highs. But what we could get here, if this does in fact continue selling off and come back down to test 40,000, we could very soon have triple Class A bullish divergence, and that's if we get something like this, right? It just continues selling down and then just makes a higher low on the oscillator. All right, and at that point we could potentially get it on the RSI as well. That would be the first time we get the higher low on the RSI, really, I mean, since we started selling off. And the higher low on the RSI, so when we get the Class A on the RSI and the MACD, that is usually what tells me that the true bottom might be in. So we get a bullish engulfing or something down at 40,000, break the trend line, and that could really be it, right? This could be a back test of this initial little spring here from January 10th. So we'll see, man. That's something that could be implied here. but most likely heading back down to 40,000 here. All right. Let's see. Move it over to the 4-hour. 4-hour getting some hammer stuff, right? So showing at least more locally here some buying, which is good. That is fine. Maybe even a little bit of hidden bullish divergence. Right, slightly higher low. Don't have it on the, well, yeah, actually, I guess technically you do. Right? Don't have it on the oscillators, never mind. Looked like it for a sec, but alas, this would technically be a higher low at this point, pivoting where it is now. So not really hidden bullish divergence. The hammer stuff though is not terrible, at least locally, right? At least for the very short term here. But yeah, man, falling 3 methods potentially on the daily, sending you back to 40,000, where it could be a dream setup. All right, what this is all about, right? Having dreams. That could be the dream setup on Bitcoin, and that could be the true reversal. We almost had it here. All right, if you want to rewind back, we almost had it here, right? It was holding it, got the bullish engulfing here, and then ultimately it failed. So it's like, okay, we come down to the next level, which is the true bottom, right? The full reset back from September 22nd. So we come down here, doing the same thing, but this time it holds, maybe, right? Okay. Even on this one, you really only had like one form of Class A divergence, and it was kind of weak. It never even went positive between these two red islands, if you want to call them that. But here, it's definitely obvious divergence, right? You've got the green in the middle, it's separating it. So if you develop even more over here, then you truly have at least Class or double Class A. And then at that point, you would finally get Class A on the RSI, and that would be the first time getting it on the RSI, as I said, since the sell-off. So that would be some new information that could definitely imply a reversal here. All right. But all we can do right now is pretty much wait. All right. Cool. Anybody in here, say what's up. Feel free to say hello. This is an interactive stream, so if you want me to take a look at anything, it's totally free. Just type it in the chat, stock, crypto, whatever you want it to be. I know stocks are down right now. The market is closed, so don't... obviously today we're not looking at stocks, but yeah, feel free to shout it out, man. Appreciate you being here. So let's take a look and move it to the weekly. Take a look at the weekly on Bitcoin. Selling just starting to continue a little bit. Still kind of around that neckline of that head and shoulders formation, so still hanging on, not quite breaking it yet. But we'll see, man. You really want to hold 40,000 below that. We've been saying heading down around probably 30,000. All right, and that is quite the drawdown from that point. About 25%. Yeah. All right, dude. Let's take a look at Ethereum. So we'll move it to the daily on Ethereum. Ethereum had that bullish bat going on, right? The 886 from the low back here, September 22nd. Right? Just the Fibonacci levels. So down there, also playing off of these peaks from June, right? End of May, May 26th and June 3rd. Level of support, a little bit of consolidation, a little more locally. Playing off of it, right? Could be doing something very similar. And there's a lot of, there's falling 3 methods all over crypto right now. So again, you'll see, right, the big drawdown, red candle, 3 green before a red that completely engulfs all of them and closes below the first red candle's low. All right, so again, that is a bearish reversal Japanese candlestick pattern at historical resistance up here, all right, at like 3,350. Okay, so not good. And could definitely see the price come back down, similar to Bitcoin, to like 2,900, right? To try and hold that level. At that point, you would have what is called a type 2 return, if you are to get a reversal there, which is you've got the reaction low at the pattern completion zone, comes down, confirms the second low, confirms this as the bottom, before potentially going again, right? So that could be a much better entry at that point. Maybe get a little Class A divergence on the MACD and the RSI. Again, Ethereum hasn't had Class A bullish divergence on the RSI really since it began selling off. All right, maybe a little bit here locally, a tiny bit, and it had a pretty nice run afterwards, right here around November 27th before ultimately dumping off. But yeah, could get something like that. Confirmation of 2900 as the bottom before running and then going to all-time highs and beyond, man. Who knows? All right, but as of right now, yeah, seemingly rejecting 3300 as resistance once again. And if we come in a little bit more locally, you can see you're starting to develop an M shape, right? Starting to see that. So you go ahead and just play around. I don't know if there's something here, but we'll throw it down, put it up here. It's right around the 886, 892, whatever. So you have a potential bat going on here, all right? Pattern completion is a small bat on the 4 hour. So maybe right around here it starts to pick up and you create a bit of a higher low than the previous low, all right? Accumulation would just be an even better signal at that point, all right? So when you get little harmonics off of big harmonics, it's not a bad sign, all right? So we'll see if it plays out, but not bad to be getting little harmonics off of these big structures, because it just furthers your argument that the second low after the reversal at the pattern completion zone will have a better chance of reversing as well, right? At the pattern completion zone of the second little harmonic, then it goes, that's your confirmation, and then it could be, moon time at that point. But at this point, it just gotta wait, right? You don't want to be buying assets after they've just fallen 3 method at resistance, okay? That's just not the time.
Right.
Cool. We'll move it to total market cap here, doing something similar, right? And you can see it with a lot of things. Let me move to the daily here. So total market cap, just in a channel, right? A channel of despair. Holding the support back here from September 28th, peak here from March 13th. All right, so $1.848 trillion in a major level of support, again, bouncing off of it, seemingly coming back down, and would you believe it, another falling 3 methods. All right, so many cryptos are showing this, and what you'll notice with crypto a lot of the time is that so whatever happens with the Bitcoin, you'll see very similar Japanese candlestick patterns in other assets, being that they do follow it pretty closely as far as the price action is concerned. Not all of them, but a lot of them, you will notice that they look pretty similar at times. All right, so once again, could just be coming back to try and confirm 1.8 hold. Really what that means is that everything, or most things, especially Bitcoin, is coming back to hold its support before going again, right? You don't really have Class A bullish divergence at this point. You don't have hidden bearish divergence either, which is good. Again, you want to start kind of just getting convergence so that so it can go a little bit lower and then really form some strong Class A bullish divergence at lower levels, okay? So, could just be making its way there, all right? 1.8 of that, the resistance at 2.3. All right, that's where we want to try and get back to. Let's go to Cardano. Cardano actually had a day, man. It was up 13% on the day. All right, so a notable gainer on the day. It did, in fact, and this is what I'm talking about, right? This is what I'm saying when I want to start seeing the RSI create the divergence, right? Lower low, slightly lower low before creating just a higher low in the oscillator, right, on the RSI. And then same thing on the MACD. So you get them together, your chances are much, much better. And of course, what started it off, bullish engulfing candle, as it does oftentimes do. you are back above $1.50. It's just a major inflection point looking left, right? February 26th, April 15th, July 6th, and a little more recently here, December 28th, right? You are back above it. You blew back above it. I don't know where you're at as far as the moving averages. You're pretty far above the 50-day, 200-day moving average hanging up around $1.82. But you also broke this supply line dating back from November 11th. All right, that was yesterday that it did that. So the Cardano is actually looking pretty good. And as long as you're above $1.50, man, if you can start holding that as support, I mean, next stop, $1.90. Say like $1.85, $1.90, right up around here, right up around where the 200-day moving average is. All right, that makes sense. So come back up, get in that range. These peaks back here, June 4th. All right, it was support at one time as well, but just an inflection point where the 200-day moving average is. Makes sense that would be resistance. Now we're talking some Fibonacci levels. We'll take it from that local high back here in November. You're approaching the 50-day or the 50% retrace on the Fibonacci level from the high to low. You're also right up at that level. It's the 618. So you might not even get there. It's just encouraging that you're back above $1.50. So as long as you just hang out up there and hold that, then you have a shot of breaking $1.85 and getting back up to this point up here at like $2.37. Really, $2 is probably going to be a major level of resistance, just psychologically, just as a point of consolidation that you had back here in October. But yeah, man, outperforming a lot of other assets in the space right now. It's pretty good. Take a look at the 4-hour here. 4-hour had golden cross, death cross, and maybe another golden cross. All right. Let's see. Yeah, at one point in the last 4 hours, trying to sell down. Right, got as low as $1.49, and then actually came right back up and closed at $1.60. So you're already starting to see on the 4-hour here that $1.50 is being treated as support. All right, that's exactly what you want to start seeing. We can even move to the hourly to see if we're getting anything else. Yeah, I mean, look, right, came down, caught a little hammer on the $1.50 mark before bullish, just madness, golfing candle, whatever you want to call it, up to where you are right now, $1.58. So you're already starting to show. And really, like, you came above it back here, you went below for a sec, and then just came right back above it and are now holding it. So, dude, you might be treating $1.50 as support at this point on Cardano. And could you see something like this, all right? Or just heads up there, man. It might be while Bitcoin was going, I mean, remember when everything was going up? Bitcoin was going up, and all this time back here, like September, right? Bitcoin was going up, Ethereum was going crazy, everything was going up, and Cardano was just going sideways, right? It was doing nothing. And now things are selling off and Cardano's going up. So might just be its time, and might just be one of those assets that doesn't really fall in line with what Bitcoin's been doing, at least lately, right? So I get it, man. And if Bitcoin does really dump like below 40 and head down to 30, I don't think this will hold. I think $1.50 will break. It'll go to $1.20 again to try and hold, and below that again the dollar. But what it's doing right now, man, it's breaking previous highs, showing divergence on a daily time scale, and then the 4 hours showing support at $1.50. So it's like you can't argue with what it's doing just because other things are selling off. So I don't know if I'd say it's like if you could take a position on it right now, but I mean the stop loss would just go right below $1.50, down at like $1.43, something like that. No, that's not what I want. I don't know if it would be a like super profitable trade, but $1.85, like 9% for 16, not a trade that I would personally take. But the stop loss, yeah, below $1.50, that would be my bet if you were looking for something to take some action on. again, it's been up a lot, so it might just cool off and sell down, but yeah, easy stop loss to place on that. If you're feeling bored, right? All right, let's take a look at another one that was outperforming, dude. Cody, which was up 14% today as well. All right, this was one that I had an initial setup on back here at the pattern completion zone of this bat. But, or I'm sorry, I guess a shark. The bullish shark here. And see what I'm saying? See where I was saying earlier how it'll come up off the pattern completion zone, and then this one might have even had another little mini guy. Pretty close. All right, not a formal, right? Not like a formal bat, and not quite the Gartley at the 786, but again, created a little bit of an M shape here, created a slightly higher low before taking off a little bit here. All right, breaking the supply line that goes back to October 31st, breaking both of the moving averages on the daily, and playing off of double. Well, at this point, this would not have been divergence, but down here, right, we had the Class A bullish divergence going on, the pattern completion zone of the harmonic at historical support, right? And now you're creating slightly higher lows, breaking trend lines, breaking moving averages, all right? So Cody actually looks pretty damn good. Moving to the 4 hour. Alright, you got a doji up here, right? So you might just be starting to get like some exhaustion. I mean, after the selling, you're overbought on the 4 hour. But you could end up just coming down and testing and holding the supply line as support before, going again. It's very possible. But this is what you want to look at. Like, look, see how many times 29 cents was treated as support, right? Came back down to test it again. It didn't even get there before coming up, holding, and then holding its moving average, and then going and breaking the trend line. So this kind of stuff is exactly what you want to see, especially after harmonics like this, right? Did we just look at this? We did just look at this one. Would it come down to 618? I mean, 786. I mean, it's kind of even a Gartley over here. Pretty good. Pretty dang good. All right, man. Let's take a look at one more here. Let's take a look at Litecoin. Another one that was up on the day, and it was, what was it up? 3.28%. But the main thing with Litecoin here is that breaking above this inflection point back here from September 29th at like $140. So getting back above that, right, it was regarded as support here as well, like December 15th. It was a peak of resistance back here in July. So this zone was an important level that you needed to break, and you did in fact get above it. You've touched the 50-day moving average at this point and are seemingly trying to break it. Certainly had some Class A bullish divergence going on. Not so much on the RSI. And really, you want to get above $164 to try and wipe out any kind of hidden bearish divergence argument. If you were to make like a higher high on the MACD and not get above that, could be an argument that it's going to come down. But getting above this shoulder here from January 4th is actually really good. So, nice, dude.
Nice!
But yeah, come up here, get above the 50-day moving average and start holding this area, 145, 150 as support again, and you could start an argument for Litecoin to start running again, right? Start bouncing around, making higher lows, get back up to $184. which is just that inflection point back from January 8th. All right, these peaks were locally here in August, right? Just a level of resistance. And really, you're going to need to get above this 200-day moving average, around $170. All right, which was also a little bit of an inflection point back here from March. All right. If we mark it off that high, where does that put you at? I can't even see it with the color. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much going to be it's going to line up pretty close to that peak from December 24th. So 170, the next level to break. All right. Look good, man. You're above some serious resistance. Keep it going, all right? Cool.
Are you guys having a killer time?
All right, let's take a look at one other thing here. I'm just taking a look at sand real quick. Just because it's not quite there yet, and it's still above level of support, this December 15th point, at like $4.41. But the thing with sand that we're watching here is just the pattern completion zone of this bullish Gartley harmonic, right? Down here at the peak, over here, this inflection point for November 4th. All right, that's what we really want to see. At that point, the 200-day moving average might be closer to there, and we'll take a look at the oscillators if and when it gets down there. But we get some kind of bullish divergence or something like that. Maybe on the MACD and the RSI, you already have it a little bit down here, right? Showing a little bit of solid, not too much of a lower low, but you do have your first bit of divergence on the MACD. You do not have it on the RSI, which leads me to believe that a reversal is not really imminent here. Had a slight one, kind of weak before coming down, bearishly engulfing today. And now very close to the inflection point again at $4.41. So we break that, you're probably heading down to $3.42, and that's right around the PCC of that Gartley. At which point that could be the dream, right? Come down here, do something like this, boom. All right. But we'll see. Just have to wait to see if that comes to fruition. All right?
Okay.
Cool, man. It's a light night tonight. No one really interacting, not too much going on. So I'm going to go ahead. Let me just move it back to Bitcoin again real quick. A little locally, see if there's anything going on. Again, you got that hammer, which is nice. That long lower wick stuff. Go to the hourly. See, like, I don't know. This hourly here with this long upper wick, it's like, yeah, it's kind of a bullish engulfing candle, but still showing signs of selling. The hourly about to have its own little death cross potentially, so I don't know. You got both moving averages above it, could easily just come up and reject. Treat them as resistance before heading back down. All right, that's pretty much it. So again, man, 40 is the dream, and hopefully we're showing reversal stuff down there on like a daily time scale. All right, maybe even the 4-hour will line up at that point, but as of right now, we just wait. All right, that's pretty much it. We'll see if the death cross plays out as well. But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna get going here. Got some wings and some football tonight, right? Go, I guess Rams playing the Cardinals. I like Matt Stafford. And Cooper Kupp helped me win my fantasy league, as well as some rule changes later on by commissioners over at Yahoo. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to let it ride. Anywho, guys, have a good rest of your night. Enjoy your football if you're watching. Happy Martin Luther King Day, right? Keep those words in your mind with your interactions with people. Try to be nice. And yeah, I will be back on Wednesday. If you're not in there yet, or if you haven't liked the video yet, give the video a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, whatever, man. It helps me out with the algorithm. But yeah, dude, the Discord, the Instagram, Twitter, all upstairs above me. Hop in there. Any questions you have, man, I'll be more than happy to help you out. But yeah, man, I'll see you guys in there. I will see you on Wednesday. And as always, keep it technical. Our bias.